everyone, it's Nicole here. Welcome back. I hope everyone is doing well. Wanted to have a quick chat really, because we're in that in-between stage with the garden where some things are just, dormant, and other things are, you can see the beginning stages of a lot of the fruit trees beginning to bud. But, you know, there's been so many things happening. uh, it's really startling, the amount of things that are happening around the world. If you're really looking at what's happening with the news, the Bible tells us to be aware of the things that are happening in the world and not be so consumed with our everyday life that we're not able to see in between the lines, or read in between the lines and see what's happening. There's and I know a lot of the things are, you know, um, so ridiculous that sometimes you question whether it's a distraction. But I think the I'd say the stupidity, maybe that's probably the best word to use, of the things that are happening is beyond what somebody with a normal, stable mind can believe is happening. I mean, you have all these things happening with, you've had with the vice president, now with the current president, where they're finding all these documents. I mean, you just think about this. This is so ridiculous that you can go into your own public library in your little town or your village or wherever it is that you're living, and you can take a book out, and if you don't return that book by the set date, the people in the library know, because you've checked the book out and they have documentation to say that you've checked it out. Now, we're talking about something on a much higher level, where we're talking about government documents, and they can be taken out. And the point that I'm getting at is that the people who check the documents out should be held accountable too. Because if you're checking the documents and they've been missing for over a year, you're not going to question anything. There's no time frame for anybody to bring anything back. Just keep it wherever you want to keep it. And there's no checks and balances to find out what's missing, what they have. I mean, the books in you couldn't just walk out of a public library with a book. The people watch you, because where you're checking the books out is right by the exit to leave or enter the building. So we have that happening. We have the price of food. We have protests all over the world that are happening. We have the problem with the price of eggs now, which I'm so thankful that we have chickens and hens that are laying eggs. But there's all these things that you need to really be, or well, everybody really needs to be thinking about, because the Bible talked about that, just as it was in the days of Noah. People were eating, people were drinking, people were marrying and being given in marriage. These things were still happening, but people were of the mindset, okay, yeah, we can still do this, we can still do that. And that's when chaos happened, the rain came. So it's being aware, but being aware also on another level, that you can see all these things that are happening, and the violence has gone to another level. Obviously you've heard about the violence that happened in California, but this is everywhere. The violence, um, just horrific things that are happening all over. So I don't know whether it's going to get to the point where people are actually not even going to want to go out to the stores, etc. But we have to be of the mindset where we're thinking, okay, these are the signs of the last days. This is the times that we're living in now, where the standard of morality and just general compassion, I would say, for loving thy neighbor has just gone. It's just gone. It's just disappeared. It's no longer there. Everybody seems to be, out for themselves. There is a select few people who will put themselves out to actually help others, and it's a quite a sad situation that the world is in. And yes, it's easy to just switch your mind off and go on to other things and talk about, oh, this is wonderful, that's wonderful, let's do this, etc. But you still have to be aware of what's happening and have your mind focused on, yes, the Lord's return, but still a lot of the things that are happening around us and in the world, in other countries, and being aware of those things. Now, hopefully, you probably noticed I've got this new microphone here. So I've actually gone up in the my YouTube status where I'm doing, where I can do microphone. No, I'm just joking. But no, hopefully, the volume and the is a little bit better. But we're at this stage now where it's you really try and find that peace when you're outside. One of the things that we really loved about where we moved was because it was so quiet, and you just feel that peace when you're outside. And today's a beautiful day. It's there's a slight breeze, but I don't know if you can see, but there's blue skies, and it's in the 70s. So that's a wonderful thing. But last week it was in the 40s. So we're having this kind of erratic weather where, the temperatures, are really fluctuating. But we're in the time now where we should be starting a lot of our vegetables. But because of the temperatures, up and down and up and down, we've held off a little bit. We've started some of the basic things like peppers, and obviously this week should be a good time for all those vegetables. But we'll start the tomato seeds and a variety of different tomatoes later on. Maybe next week we'll probably get those started. But apart from that, it's just being aware and just being conscious of things that are happening. Because obviously you still have the war in Ukraine and what's been happening on the coast, etc. Whether people know about that, I'm unsure. But it's just to stay focused, be diligent, and keep getting your food prepared. Um, trying to be as self-sufficient as you can, and trying to look also at the long range forecast for the weather in your area. We tend to use the Farmer's Almanac because it really gives a very accurate long range forecast. We're talking like 2 months, sometimes 3 months of what the weather's going to be like. So we would know up until the end of February, week by week, what the weather is. So that's a good thing, especially when you're planting and doing all your vegetables. Um, but yeah, so it's taking note and just being aware of things like that, so you can plan. And we had a decent growing season last year, and this year we just need to take into account the weather and the fluctuations, whether it's excessive heat or excessive cold. Take those into consideration too. Now you can see behind me we have the blueberries, and they're starting to produce their little flowers, so we can get lots of blueberries. And at the side of those we have the grapes. Now here we have the grapes. They are on the metal post with wire. You can see here's the wire, but they're not starting to bud yet. It's a little too early. But what I'm going to do is, on this section where we have the hog panels, I'm actually going to take all of that down. Now you can see from this view that
The grapevines are, well, not all of them, but some of them are entwined amongst the little squares in this hog panel. So hopefully it won't be too hard to take down. But I've just learned a lot of lessons um, from last year and the previous years, that it was just to get the netting over this hog panel and the longer grapevine was quite difficult. So it's just easier if we just take it down and have it shorter, and then we'll be able to put the net over to prevent all the birds from trying to eat the grapes. Hey everyone, so be strong in the Lord and in his might, remain faithful, and keep our mind focused on the Lord. So I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week. Whatever you're doing, do it with joy, do it with love, and I will speak to you next time. We have some exciting things happening here, and we'll keep you informed about that. Hopefully, maybe you can get some little chickens or little hens or something like that, little baby chicks. So yeah, do something good, do something nice, something that you haven't done before. So from my heart to yours, you're loved. Take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye.